What's going on, Assassins? It's Dark Strider, and yesterday I put out a video in which I told you what was going on with the Japanese parliament, where they are not going to investigate Assassin's Creed Shadows. And, of course, we were divided into two camps. That was to be expected. Nothing against either camp, but, as gamers, we're just like a warlike culture, it's always like console war, it's game war, it's whatever, it is what it is there. However, I just wanted to discuss it. I wanted to know, for those of you who are on Team Petition, do you think that Parliament dropped the ball? Because in all honesty, something like this probably should have been investigated, especially where it relates to, their culture and things of that nature. So I know a lot of people were like really upset about it. Again, the petition was not going to move the needle, at least in my opinion. And what I mean by move the needle, I mean it's not going to stop the game from coming out. There is no way. I'm going to tell you guys right now, when it comes to money, capital will always win. You will always see people favor capital over the worker, and it's a sad thing, but that's why whenever I make these videos or I play the game, I call out bad behavior when I see stuff like that. Whenever I see, anything going on like that, and whenever I see, like bad graphics, they're not fixing anything, they're, just making us suffer, they're not listening to any of the complaints or the requests from the players. To me, that means that they don't care, and it angers me. I call it out. So I'm kind of shocked that UbiSoft Quebec is doing this. I mean, Odyssey I thought was pretty good. Valhalla, not so much with all the brokenness that came with that game. But as far as what's going on with the Parliament, I thought that they would at least be interested to look into it, especially since this petition had gotten so much traction. And honestly, like I said yesterday, I would have never thought in a million years that a petition would have gotten that much traction. I haven't seen petitions really get a lot of traction. I know Neon Matt had actually brought up the Sonic the Hedgehog petition when the first movie came out, and we had that really ugly, messed up Sonic. They put out a petition, and according to the statistics of the petition, it was going to hurt Ubisoft's wallet, or the Paramount's wallet. So they ended up changing everything up. It cost them less to redo the movie, basically, than it did to not see any income from what they invested. So it worked. Now, in the instance of Assassin's Creed Shadows, would it work? As it stands right now, again, no. No, it wouldn't. If it had a couple million signatures, maybe. And I don't mean just from one region, I mean worldwide. If we got this worldwide, it would bring a lot more attention to a lot more people, to a lot more places. As it stands right now, like I said, some people, they just don't care about this petition. They're going to play the game anyway. It's not that big of a deal to them. To other people, they think that, anybody who is in favor of this petition is just being silly or racist or anything like that. Again, these are opinions that, I can't get behind. Everybody has their own opinion, like I said, and, it is what it is. However, those who are on the side of the petition, you do see some people who come out and they're just like, and they say something racist about, Yusuke, and that's what their whole basis is. But then there are people who are actually like, hey, look, this isn't fair. Why do other games get nearly accurate representation, but Japan doesn't, and we've been pining for Japan since the very first Assassin's Creed. You know, Mirage was actually a very good representation. Odyssey was a good representation, except for the fact that they made, Cassandra the Eagle Bearer, that she was the main character. Realistically, it wouldn't be a female Spartan that was going on that adventure. Same with Valhalla. Valhalla, it's a female Viking. Eivor, the female Eivor, is actually the canonical protagonist. And the male Eivor is actually not just the male Eivor, but Odin, the original Odin. That's what we're led to believe. So, it all depends on where we go, and a lot of the older games as well, they really did do a decent representation of what was going on. As I've said before, these games are not accurate history, and if you believe that they're accurate history, you're crazy. If you are in university or high school and you are answering questions or doing papers on these events based on Assassin's Creed, prepare for a big fat F. And you will take a big fat L for doing that. It is not accurate. Not at all. Not in the least. There are some people and places and things that are accurate, but definitely not that. I'm pretty sure, honestly, if they put out these games and didn't put out the disclaimer, that there would be a lot more people, or governments especially, that are trying to get these games banned, because it would be a false narrative, it would be a false history. And I think that that's what the Japanese are doing. I think that that's why they are signing this petition. This is why it's so big. But as far as like what I reported before, where like teachers are having, their school children go and study up and basically like do reports and snitch on Assassin's Creed Shadows and whatnot. Again, it's such a small amount signing this petition. And I'm not seeing any Japanese outlets where this is like a massive thing. Like, this isn't like front page news. The only thing that was front page news was the one senator who actually had the stuff in front of him, and he was going to bring it to Parliament in order to get something done, in order to ask the questions. But Parliament as a whole just decided, this isn't for us. Like, we don't care. Like, it's a video game. So it's one instance where they're not paying attention to the game. Like maybe they don't feel it's harmful enough. Maybe they feel that, it's not worth the fight. It's a big corporation. It's not worth the fight, And then on the other hand, you do have the Ministry of Education, who is actually prepared to fight. And I'm paying closer attention to them. And I really, as soon as I get any more information on them, you're definitely going to hear about it. But for now, the Ministry of Education over in Japan, they're saying, nope, we got to fix this. This is teaching these kids the incorrect history, that it is revisionism. But again, I don't know how far this is going to go. It's definitely not going to make any waves by the time this game comes out. We've only got a couple of months, 3-4 months before it comes out. I don't think it's going to move the needle. I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. I don't even think they're going to ban it over there in Japan, which is pretty wild. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys again. And, let's be civil. I've been trying to, check the comments. Sometimes it gets a little out of hand, guys. I'm doing this as a thought piece. I don't want, fights. I want, ideas thrown around. In the marketplace of ideas, you kind of learn something sometimes. But anyway, again, I'm going to throw it to you guys. What do you think? Do you think that the Department of Ministry or the Ministry of Education is going to get it right? Do you think that their parliament should have looked into it a little more? Do you think other governments should be looking into the Assassin's Creed series and the games that represent their countries? Or do you think that that's too far? Do you think that we shouldn't even bother? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you all in the next one.
Ja,